guys, welcome to Baking and Books. My name is Lexi and I'm an amateur baker who loves to read. So each week I post videos of myself attempting to bake something new while also talking about a book that I have recently read or just really love. Today I'm going to be making some oatmeal cupcakes. I think they're actually supposed to be like the oatmeal cream cookies, you know, like the little sandwichy kind of oatmeal cookies. But I couldn't find any at the store, so I just have regular oatmeal cookies that go in the frosting, so that's going to be delicious. So we're going to give it a try. I haven't done cupcakes in a while, so I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be talking about The Eyes of Darkness by Dean Koontz. This was a really interesting book. It kind of had me on like a roller coaster of thought process, so I'm excited to get into this with you guys today. Sorry for my absence last week. It was a busy weekend and I just didn't get to baking, but I appreciate you guys being here today, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we'll start with a synopsis. So the story centers around Tina Evans, and she's a producer for shows in Las Vegas. She's divorced, and about a year-ish ago, they lost their young son, Danny, to a tragic accident. So since then, she's been really trying hard to rebuild her life, because obviously that's something that's super devastating. And of course, then going through a divorce didn't really help the situation. If I remember correctly, she and her ex-husband were divorced before Danny passed away, but it was pretty recent. So she's been struggling to get through that, and in order to do that, she kind of dove headfirst into her work. So she's been putting on this huge new show at one of the hotels, and it's about to open, and she's very excited about it and very proud of it. But she starts getting these messages around her home. I believe she first starts to see it on this old like chalkboard in Danny's room. Like she finally decides she's ready to start cleaning out Danny's room. And so she goes in there and she sees this message that just says "not dead" on it. So she starts to believe that she is being pranked by someone, maybe her ex-husband, maybe somebody who has some sort of vendetta against her somewhere in her area. And she's trying to figure out why in the world they would be doing this. But at the same time, she's having these really disturbing dreams about Danny and like trying to rescue him. So she suddenly starts to get this feeling that maybe Danny isn't really dead and that maybe he's trapped somewhere and she needs to be able to go and save him. So she enlists the help of this new guy that she meets, and together they start to put the pieces together to see if they can figure out what exactly is going on, why she's getting these messages, and what really happened to Danny. It's a really interesting book. I mean, Dean Koontz is a really strong writer, and it definitely hooks your attention right away. It definitely makes you want to keep reading and makes you want to find out exactly what's going on, for sure. So that's pretty much it. A very interesting kind of mystery sci-fi sort of novel. So if you want to read this book and you don't want things spoiled for you, then go ahead and skip forward until it says no more spoilers, and you can just see how our cupcakes turned out. But if you've already read this book or you just don't care, then stay with me and we're going to get a little bit deeper inside the book. This is starting to smell like bread. Like, just like a fun fact, like I just put the cake mix all together, right? And then I had to start adding some other stuff, and it just smells like bread. Kind of looks like bread too. I know that it's not bread, but I'm just saying that that's what it looks and smells like. The thing about Dean Koontz is that like he always has strong starts. You know, I think that's something that he and Stephen King really have in common, and it's one of the reasons that I really like reading their books, just because I feel like they are always like starting strong. Like, I'm not naive. I know you have to have build up, like you have to be able to put certain things in there and have character development and plot setup and things like that. But I think the authors who are able to, at the very least, grab your attention at the beginning of their story and then start building up the rest of it, those are, in my opinion, the best authors, because I want to be hooked. You know, I don't want to spend the first 10 chapters like trying to be excited about what's coming in the future. Her ex-husband Michael is 100% a tool. Like, just the way that he, like, when they meet at the hotel and he's just like, well, you know, I know that you're here because you want me back. And it just makes me roll my eyes so hard. I mean, come on, guys, you know? Like, this is not all about you, my friend. And it's just like, why would you think that the first thing your ex-wife is gonna do when she wants to talk to you is the fact that she wants you back, like, after all this time? Like, what exactly possesses you to believe that? And I'll tell you exactly what I think that it is, and it's not because I'm trying to make people mad, but what it seems like, in my opinion, is guys who think that they're such an amazing catch and, like, any woman would be lucky to have them. Like, those are the type of guys that believe she would be coming back because she's missed him. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have confidence. Like, you should completely love yourself and have confidence in you as a person if you're going to be able to love anybody else. But at the same time, you don't want to be stuck up about it. Like, there's a difference between being like, I deserve to have somebody who really loves me and respects me for who I am, and because I'm a good person and I have a lot to offer, versus being like, yeah, I'm amazing, so of course she would love me, of course she would miss me and want me back. Come on, y'all. Don't be a tool. Okay, this is smelling less like bread and more like a delicious cinnamony oatmeal dessert. I don't put any of the oatmeal stuff in the actual batter, but I just put different spices and stuff. Oh, maybe I should taste it before I just, like, straight up put it in there. Ooh, that's good. That's gonna be delicious. The only thing about reading books like this, like, consistently, is that I am honestly suspicious of every single person. Like, as soon as Elliot comes on the scene and it's clear that he's gonna be, like, the love interest, immediately suspicious of him. Immediately suspicious. Because those are exactly the kind of people that get you in the end, is the people that you think you can trust, and it turns out you can't trust them at all. There's just, like, something about him. I'm like, you're too nice, and that weirds me out. Like, not that people can't be nice, but, you know, it's just like, you're being way too nice, way too flirty. I don't know about you. I really don't. Also, too, a lot of authors use that trope of, like, they really make you trust the character and they have them do stuff that builds that trust, and then all of a sudden that's how they get you. Is you completely get backstabbed because you weren't paying attention, you know? You were bamboozled. But there was something he did later on that I was like, okay, I guess I can trust him. I mean, obviously he saved her from her house blowing up and dying. That's probably a good start. But he also, like, believes her. I mean, it takes him a while. Like, he's trying to be the voice of reason, but he also is trying to be kind about it. Like, he's trying to be like, I don't want to ignore what you're saying. I don't want to not believe you. I'm just trying to make sure that we're really thinking this through, and that it isn't just I miss my son and I wish he were alive sort of thing. And he goes out on a limb for her quite a lot. I mean, to the point where, you know, he almost gets murdered. So I think at some point you kind of got to be like, okay, if I can't trust this guy, then honestly, at that point, I deserve to be duped, because he's just so well written, and clearly, like, the whole point is that he's a nice guy. So if he really turns out to be an asshole, then, like, I deserve to be duped at that point. Okay, our first round of cupcakes is headed into the oven. Okay, let's get started on the icing. Yeah. The thing about this book, and I think this all the time when we're talking about books that somebody has to, like, outrun the villains or, like, the cops or whatever, I just would never survive something like that. I know that, you know, people say, like, your instincts kick in and this and that, and honestly, like, she really has a lot of help with Elliot because he's military trained, or I think that's what it was. But still, like, I would never survive something like that. I just would not. I just have I have barely any outdoor, that's just an invitation for murder. I mean, but I never have any outdoor training. I don't really like the outdoors that much, and I have no weapons training. I'm not a sneaky person. I could maybe be quiet and hide in a hotel. I'd be down for that. But I guess also, too, like, you have to think that mama bear shit kicks in, and I think that's half the reason she's able to do it. Obviously, Elliot is the other half because he knows what's up. But, like, that mama bear in her is just like, we are gonna find my son. And there's no argument to that. I love marshmallow fluff. I know we've already had this conversation because we've used marshmallow fluff in other stuff before, but I just love it. It's just so freaking good. I just like marshmallowy things. S'mores. I don't really, like, I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna sit and eat marshmallows. I want them to at least be cooked over the fire, preferably. But I do love marshmallow fluff. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this in my mixer. It's hard to combine by hand. Okay, yeah, that was the much better option. It was definitely much quicker than doing that by hand. The thing that just makes me really curious is, like, what are they doing to Danny? Like, how in the world is he able to suddenly have these abilities he's never had before? Like, it's just a really bizarre thing. And it just makes me wonder, like, what in the world happened to this kid? I think the vanilla is one of those instances where you kind of just need to, like, mix it in by hand. Because it just, like, gets off to the sides. It's not quite the same as the other stuff here. The thing about Danny is I'm just imagining, like, some sort of, like, Hulk creation or, like, Professor X situation where it's just like this bald kid in a room somewhere, like barely surviving, but with these new powers. That's all I can see. It's like all that I can picture. I don't know how stiff I want my icing to be. This lady said she used 5 because she wanted more, like a more stiff icing. I don't know. I mean, I can decorate cute if I do it stiffer, right? Theoretically. Let's just do 4 and see where we're at, and then if I want the 5th one, we can always add it. Yeah, I think it's good how it is. I like it how it is. The thing that I will say is that I do kind of think it was like an unsatisfactory ending. Like, it just didn't play out the way I thought it was gonna play out. Like, I really expected there to be a little more, I guess, trouble when they were trying to get in to the facilities. Like, they barely met any obstacles at all. The bad guys weren't even there. They were, like, flying in by plane. And it just seemed like it was really easy for them to make it work. And then, like, at the end, they just, like, the helicopter went down and they managed to escape. So it just kind of felt like it was, I don't know, like, we'd done all this build-up to get Danny back, and then now that we have him back, like, it was just so easy to get in and out of that facility. And obviously, like, I wanted them to get Danny back and, like, get out of the facility. But at the same time, like, I also want it to be an interesting part of the story and not just, like, an easy peasy kind of thing, if that makes sense. I'm adding in my cookies. This is a messy one for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it could have been a more satisfactory ending where maybe the bad guy really got the justice he deserved or something of that nature, you know? And I just felt like we didn't get to see that. Alright, if you left because of spoilers, go ahead and come back and join us. Our cupcakes went in the oven and they are out and hopefully cool enough for our delicious icing. It looks really good and I can't wait to try it. I am going to try to pipe this on, I think. My best friend got me a cake decorating set for Christmas. So there are pieces of cookie in there, so I do need one that's bigger so that the little pieces can come out. But there are so many designs. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm like just now looking through all of this. This is crazy. There's like cute little syringes that you can use. Reusable cupcake liners. Oh my gosh, if I had opened those 10 minutes ago, right? Oh, these look like maybe the correct piping bags. But I think these are piping bags too. Yeah, they definitely are. Okay, we're okay. What are these? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Oh, whoa, there's more. This is like an extra surprise. Oh, these are the big ones. Ooh, oh, these are what I need. Okay, we're gonna use that one. That one's cute. Okay, so then what? You just, okay. I can do this, guys. I can do this. Look, it all comes together in like a cute little baggy thing, holdy thing. Okay, then you put this on here, and then you put this on here, so it won't fall off. Okay, I got it now. Let's bring some cupcakes over. These are all the ones that should have been cool. Let's see them before. Cute, right? Okay, let's see if this works. I'm glad I chose this one because sometimes I can feel the bigger cookie pieces like resisting the bag, but I chose a big enough nozzle that they can all get out. Oh man, I need just enough for a little more, but that worked beautifully. Okay, decoration, right? Okay, these are way cute. Hopefully they taste good too. All right, you ready? Ta-da! Focus camera. Yeah! Look at her. She's so cute. Okay, gotta try it. She's got a good bake on her. Very nice. Oh, I didn't test the icing. I guess I should have done that. A good bake on the inside. Yep. That is so good. That is seriously so good. It tastes like an oatmeal cupcake should taste, in my opinion. Like when you think of an oatmeal cookie cupcake, that's what it should taste like. It tastes so good. The icing, the cupcake, it is just, oh, it's absolutely delicious. I think I'm gonna rate this one a 10 out of 10. I am, with the consistency of the icing, I'm happy with the decorations. I think I chose the right nozzle and figured out how to do it, got in my groove, even put a little bit of decoration on there. So I think I'm definitely happy with that. I'm happy with how the cupcake and the icing taste. It tasted delicious. And I felt like this whole process could have gone, honestly, way worse. And it didn't. So I'm going to give this one our first 10 out of 10 for 2022 because it is so good. If you have other recipes that you want me to try, let me know. I'd be happy to try them. I do recommend this book. The one thing that I said is that, you know, the ending is a little unsatisfactory. I do wish it were a little bit longer and we got like almost like an epilogue, I guess, was what I really needed. But the journey to get there was well worth it because it was a really well-written book. So I highly recommend this one. If you have other books that you want me to read, go ahead and throw those my way. I am always looking for new stuff to read, and I'm down to try just about anything. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram. That's typically where I post what I'm currently reading. So if you want to keep up with my journey, you can do that. And you can follow me on all social media if you want to. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you had fun. And if you did have fun, please like and subscribe. I'm always here for you. And I'm a little bit of a hot mess and a little bit of fun. So kind of best of both worlds. Thank you guys for hanging out today. And I'll see you next time.